Well, good evening. I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer. I know you've seen a lot of me today. We've been in Junction City. Now we're back in Eugene, and our sponsor tonight, Matt McCarl, is in Texas. I love this medium because you can go just about anywhere. And Matt is the owner of New Leaf Hyperbaric and Wellness Center, and Hyperbarics is like super good. And Matt and I were talking earlier and saying, with all this smoke we have out here, I don't know how you guys are dealing with it, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I'm getting really like clogged up. It's very not good. In fact, Matt is going to join me right here. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Show me the health meter that you have that about
Oh,
what the smoke about what the smoke is like. Look, you guys, we're at the unhealthy level here in Eugene and Springfield right now, and that is not good. Um, oh, so what? So Matt, when it gets like this out here, tell us some things that people can do. Show me that little. Well, you start. You kind of know what you got the game plan.
yeah. So we talked. Was that 3 or 4 months ago after I got my air scrubbers? And they have little portable units, which I have two of in the clinic. I have one in each of the massage rooms because those doors are closed a lot to keep those air in there clean because it's proven to kill over 99.99999 to infinity of things in the air, including SARS-CoV-2 and all that fun stuff. And then I have a big one for the whole clinic because to clean the rest of the clinic that does like 3,000 square feet. But when I travel, I wear one of these around my neck that puts up a little cloud of stuff around me to help kill anything that might be coming in my space. We still have to wear masks on airplanes, which is no fun, but that gives me that little added benefit of safety while I'm out traveling around.
So
And
that
so,
unit you have in your office, you can get those and you sell them. You can get them for your home, and it not only clears the air of COVID and that other kind of garbage we don't want, but it would take that smoke out of there and clear it out.
yes, yep, exactly. Helps clear out some of those hydrocarbons and all that stuff from the smoke and cleans the air for you. And
So
it's not
what?
like an air filter where the stuff hasn't necessarily passed through the machine. The machine actually changes the molecules, makes hydrogen peroxide, hydro, hydro there's another word and I just lost it. Hydroxyls and a couple other things that actually just knock stuff out of the air. When I put it in my house, 2 days later, I had to really dust everything because it just knocked everything out of the air and it became dust in the house.
No shit, really?
Yeah, they're
So
pretty cool.
so how much do they run? Like, and how big of a room would that do?
So the large one, like we have in the office, they do up to 3,000 square feet for somebody that's just like in a house, for with minimum occupancy, like a standard, house. Now, if you're going to be, it does 3,000 square feet. If you're like say at the Boy Scouts building with their big room that they have over there for meetings, it's roughly 4,200 and some square feet. And you're going to have a meeting in there, you would need two because they say with high occupancy, it'll do 2,000 square feet very efficiently.
Okay. So how much does one of those run about?
About $14.99. So pretty inexpensive for it. It's $1,499.
So somebody says, where do you get that thing you put around your neck, Matt?
Same place. It's called it's Volara.com. They can go to mattmccarl.com and it'll take them right to that website.
So McCarl.com.
Mm-hmm.
And so because you sell them, do you sell them, or they can get them through that company, or how does that work?
I'm a rep for them. Lotta Coral, who is here locally, works with she does some massage work and stuff like that, but she also works with her boyfriend Tim, and they own Mudu Taekwondo downtown, and they were looking for a way to open up their Taekwondo studio again. And she found these, brought them to me, and asked me what I thought of them. I did some looking, watched their videos, did some, just checked them all out, and was like, these things are really cool. So definitely you go with them. And so she offered me the opportunity to become a rep for them as well.
So the cool thing about that is because if you have yours in your office, there is paperwork you said you're filling out that you may be able to have people that can come in your office, not have to wear a mask.
The company, Volara and or Active Pure, is got stuff in with the government to get that all approved, that we'll then have documentation that we can give to like our governor and OSHA and all that says that, this machine takes care of all things that people should be fine in our space.
This part of the eWeb, somebody said, Nikki says, you can also get approved by eWeb's program for free too, if you qualify for eWeb's program. Is that for that machine or is that just for something different?
I think that's for something different. I know that a lot of businesses are able to use their PPP money for these if they want them in their business.
Well, it seems like a something people should really think about, because if since our governor tends to be really into mask mandates, this could be something we're rotating through for, back and forth for a few years, since COVID's not going to go away. It may be a good investment. And plus, what I like about what you're saying is obviously forest fires are going to be around every summer. So this machine, it's not filtering the smoke. It's actually dissolving it.
Right. Yeah. It actually knocks the stuff out of the air.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So who thinks of that stuff? How come you and Mike, how come?
Right. I don't know. These guys are super smart. This company's actually in the NASA Hall of Fame because it's the same technology they use in the space stations.
So what are some other things people can do right now that to like, in terms of what you do with Hyperbaric, how does that help people that are going through? Ashley's on here and said she's really sick from the smoke, had to stay home. How does the hyperbaric chamber, how would that help people?
So smoke's a toxin. We get it in our bodies, it hangs out and it doesn't just clear out very easily. The hyperbarics, we use it for folks to detox. Every time you're in one of our hyperbaric chambers, we're detoxing you at a cellular level. So you come in, spend an hour in the chamber, the oxygen goes in, does what it needs to do, starts pushing the toxins out of your cells, gets it back out in your system. Then you're drinking water. The water grabs those toxins and they flush out normally. So they're pretty awesome. And it's a really cool way the therapy helps with so many things, but detoxing is one of the things that really does help with. And just coming in, especially when it's hot outside, we keep our office at like 65, 68 degrees when the air conditioner's working. Today, the building had a little issue, I understand. So it's cool. It's cool in our office. Huh?
Thank God you're in
Texas. Right. But it's a good hour out of the heat. You have to relax, take a nice nap, nice power nap in the middle of the day, or nap in the early morning just to get some extra energy for the rest of the day. Plus, like I said, it's detoxing and getting that smoke out of there. Helps with the headaches that you might get from the smoke. So the lethargy, the brain fog, all those things that can happen from having those toxins in your body.
I'm going to guess too, with the COVID coming back, I know it helps with the immune system. So it's not a bad thing for people to be coming in 2 or 3 times in the month or something and just kind of doing a detox, like you said, to keep your immune system.
Yeah, exactly. The less your body's fighting toxins that are already in your body and you get them out, that leaves more of that reserve in your body to fight, other things that might become like fight the COVID, fight the flu, fight anything else that's going on. Plus, it is increasing all the things. I could start using big words that I've learned from our conference that I'm at this week, but I'll keep it simple for you guys. Basically, we're going to boost your immune system by helping your body not have to deal with all the stuff it's dealing with now because of what's in the body.
So does our immune system, and I'm really very remedial at this, but let's say if I have this immune system that I have, and it's already fighting other things that I don't even know about, that are just daily things that I go through, like bacterias and things like that. I come in. So now COVID comes in. If you, through hyperbarics, can help me and other things staying healthy, vitamin D, all those other things, then my body doesn't have to work as hard on the daily grind and can see this foreign COVID coming in and go, no, wait a minute, go everybody, all troops to the front deck and go. Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, kind of think that's keeping it really simple. And as you were saying that, it's kind of the same thing. Think of, your body's got X amount of soldiers in it in the army. And if your army is already allocated to go fight this over here, and then something comes in on the backside, it's going to be preoccupied doing what it's doing. But if they're all free and just on the lookout for what's coming in next, then they can send more troops over there, if you will.
Are the treatments, Brittany wants to know if the treatments are covered by insurance or is it all out of pocket?
Miss Brittany, there are 14 major conditions that are covered via insurance, most of which you'll be in the hospital for. So coming to our clinic, we do most everything out of pocket. With that being said, if you have an HSA or FSA card, we could use that. But your first treatment with us is only $49. So we try to keep it down around a co-pay price. Most of our clients pay between $60 to $95 a session.
And Matt always has these deals, like if you get in on them for their, you get a screaming deal like a couple times a year where one of them's a super screamer and the other one's a screamer. And you can buy 25 or 30 of them at a time and then just use them over the year. But go in and do the $49 and see how it feels, because then you kind of get a feel for what it's doing. And I'll tell you also, you kind of have to do more than one. The first one, you just get high and happy. You're just like, what? That's what I did.
That's just you, Rick. That's just you.
I was so happy. I came out of there and I felt so good. It was the most relaxing thing I had done ever. But then when I broke my wrist, it was time after time. You have to stay with it. And it really did help. Oh, tell them, I know this has nothing to do. Well, it kind of does, I guess, with lungs and stuff. But the infrared tanning bed.
Oh. So
that
was great, Rick. A couple years ago, we started working with a company called LS Pro that does red, infrared, and blue light therapy. And at that point, they had pads that you could place over different areas of your body, like a head cap, and an eye mask for different things. And the red and the infrared helps vasodilate that specific area of the body that we're treating. So if you have low back pain, we could put a pad there to target that area of the body while you were in chamber. Recently, this company's came out with this little bad boy. It looks like a tanning bed.
Yeah.
But it's red and infrared and blue light therapy. And you do a 20-minute session on that, either standalone. We're on packages where you can do 30-minute hyperbarics, then that, or an hour hyperbarics, and then that. And depending on what you're looking for is which package we'll set you up with specifically to let that do what it needs to do. It does 8 different modes. One is a pain mode, one's a recovery mode. So recovery, pain's pretty obvious, you use it for pain. Recovery mode is for folks that are, like, say they're workout athletes and they just want to recover from hard workouts, or they've recently had surgery and help you recover faster from the surgery. There's a skin mode that's mostly all the blue light to help with any skin stuff you might have going on, that the blue light will help with, like trying to think of the
acne,
acne and psoriasis. Both of those two things helps produce collagen and other things like that, so it can help with the wrinkles and all those fun things. Then there's a mode for chi, for resetting your chi, body balance. There's an energy mode. I did that energy mode a couple weeks ago, and I did not need coffee that day at all, or the next day. It was pretty awesome. So
it's are you telling me you have one for wrinkles and stuff? So like I can come in there and I'll walk out and look 30 years younger, right?
No. Now, if you came in there and did it several times, that's part of the packages. Is like you come in and, like, one of the packages that the standalone package, you do it for like a week. You do it, 3 to 5 times in a week.
Matt, that blue light looks really great. I'll be like Joan Rivers and keep doing plastic surgery over until her butt cracks right here in her head. That was her favorite joke. I used to love that about her. So the blue light is the blue. That's what I was going to ask you. So the blue light, red light, what's the difference between the two then?
So the difference is how deep it goes into the skin. Blue light's pretty on surface type stuff, maybe a little bit below the surface. The blue light's muscle depth, and the infrared goes bone deep.
Vera says she heard using a humidifier also helps. It grabs the larger particles of the air and helps.
Yes, it can. And should make sure that you're changing your filter in your central air. Oh, definitely after the smoke. If not now, after the smoke's gone.
Yeah, that's a huge point. Priority 1 heating and air conditioning is one of my other clients, and they'd probably be happy that you said that, because people should be. And you guys, seriously, what you need to also know is get on the ball and order those filters, because I'll tell you what, they're really hard to find right now, especially if you have a furnace with the really thick filters. I mean, we buy them by the case, and you can't. I mean, they are so hard to find, and you need, as soon as the smoke is out of the air, I mean, you need to keep checking that, because they get dirtier than heck.
Yep, they should be changed twice a year. I usually change mine in the fall and then in the spring.
But after smoke, you might want to do it more, huh?
Well, yeah. And as well as there's another one for you, the in your cabin filter in your car.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Mhm.
So you do. No wonder CC, your wife, stays with you. You're like more than just like a hyperbaric chamber kind of guy, and you kind of you're a jack of all trades here, Matthew.
Oh yeah. Well, I got a large network of folks I work with, and I learn all this from all of them. And being the air guy or the oxygen guy, I'm making sure that everybody has good quality air when they can't come in and breathe good quality oxygen under pressure.
Arlene says she heard that you do it after the smoke because when they are dirty, it catches more particles, but clean it afterwards. Filters in your cars as well. Oh, Tom, he beat you to it. I know, Tom. You know, he
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tom. Matt wins on that one. So, Matt, tell people the other things like that, the hyperbaric chamber, like what it's really good for in terms of autism, some of that kind of stuff.
Well, we get to help folks with over 80 different conditions that could be going on. We like to say everything from like autism and ADD to post strokes and wound healing. An hour in the chamber is equivalent to taking 40 Motrin, or say 12,000 milligrams, as far as the anti-inflammatory relief. As well as, like I mentioned earlier, we detox you at the cellular level, boost those stem cells, collagen production. Um, yeah, so many things.
And
Folks that come
and
in
you
for traumatic brain injuries, we get to see the lights come back on in their eyes. It's pretty cool.
you've also seen some really good success with the COVID fog. The people that talk about having COVID
Post
fog.
So yes, post-COVID long haulers, as they call it, or the fog. Long haulers, even folks that had trouble walking across the living room after having COVID, they come in pretty, 3, 4, 5 times a week, depending on their schedule. You see that, after 6, 8 treatments, they start really seeing a difference in their ability to function without getting short-winded.
Tanya has a question. What can it do for plantar fasciitis?
Oh, Tanya, it does some wonders for plantar fasciitis. With that being said, every body is different. So depending on how many treatments you do and how closely you do them together would be how quickly you might see a response. Bill London from the morning show, that's one of the things he noticed right away was his plantar fasciitis was almost non-existent after just a few treatments for him. And
Really?
if you listen to the morning show with him and Rob, he talks about that every now and again.
So for those of you who don't know, Bill's on KPNW in here in Eugene, and yeah, he's a big fan of the hyperbaric chamber. I hear him talking about on his favorite day, he'll say, Matt, he'll be on the radio, and go, "Oh, today's my hyperbaric chamber day," and you can just tell he's all excited about it. It's kind of like getting a haircut and all that kind of stuff, except we're more healthy. But you feel good. It's something you can do for your body, and you're doing things that you don't even see and know. But on a regular basis, you're going to be doing some restorative. The world
Yeah.
is trying to destruct us, and hyperbarics will help restruct us, reconstruct us, something
Right.
like that. So what was there's one other thing I wanted to ask you, and I cannot now. I just slipped my mind. I should do notes or something. I thought of it while you
Wouldn't
were
be as
talking.
fun that way.
Huh?
Wouldn't be as fun with notes.
I know. The ladies today in Junction City. So Matt's a big Junction. He lives in Junction City, and so you'll be all over that Junction City festival, I'm sure. The
Oh,
Vice, the
Saturday
Vice.
I'll be out at the Scandia Run with a booth at the Scandia Run. So if folks want to see what a chamber looks like, feel free to stop by. I'll be there from 7:30 to 10 when they wrap up.
Oh, so where about? Do you know where to be? What part of the?
So we're usually across the street from Bimart and down just a little bit, like where the tennis courts and stuff are there by that park. Yeah, because that's where the run takes off on Deal Street. No,
So Matt will be right there. So if you guys have never seen one, and I know a lot of times when we've talked about this early on, a lot of questions are, what do you do for claustrophobia? And I get a little bit of claustrophobia, but I haven't in there at all because it has windows, but you can see it, and I think that's really important to see. And they're big. I mean, it's not like you're in a tiny little chamber. So, but if that's something you've been considering, go out, and then Matt can talk to you a little bit more about what it is and how it works, and you can find out if that's something you want to do. And then his offices are located
and we
right
got this
over.
thing too.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, they have the big honking one too. It's the
It's
tiny.
5 feet. It's 5 feet in diameter, so yeah, it's fairly roomy. That's
I
one of
call
my
it.
staff. That's one of my staff standing in it. So
I call it the tiny house version. It's a tiny house community inside Matt's office.
Yeah.
So Matt, are you learning a lot at that
At
seminar in
the,
Texas?
at the conference, yeah, I'm learning about the future of where Hyperbaric's headed. We're poised in a place that's really good for Hyperbarics. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything right for all our folks that we're helping. And that's part of what the conference is about, as well as we are learning a lot. I brought my office manager down here so she could learn. We'll be certified as techs for hyperbarics through the International Board of Undersea Medicine, which will be pretty awesome. We get to take our test on Friday. So lots of information we learned. There was a lot of math the other day, which is fun, like how to convert seawater to atmosphere's absolute and all the fun things, and learning about PTO2 and yeah, all the fun stuff.
Piece of cake. Yeah. You know, so Matt, the good news is I've known you've always been certifiable, but now
Yeah,
you'll be
exactly.
certified. So
Yeah,
it all works out, you know? I mean,
absolutely.
I've always said your curse can turn into your gift if you just go to the right conference.
Exactly.
Well, Matt, thank you for coming on and joining us. And you said you were going to bring a little gift my way.
Yes, yes, yes. Next week I'll bring you one of those little room air scrubbers, so you can have it there for your office, or it's portable because it does have that 12-volt adapter, so you'll be able to take it in your car as well.
Okay, so I'm going to try it out, and then I'll do a little video and show you guys what it is and kind of how it works. And you don't have to watch me sleep with it, but you know, or maybe you do. Hey, Matt, thank you. Have fun. Safe travels back, and we will see you next time.
All right, you take care,
All right,
sir.
buddy.
We'll see you next week.
All right, see you, buddy. Bye-bye. All right, you guys. So there you go. Matt McCarl, live from Texas, a big place of Texas, at a conference. And again, if you have not tried hyperbarics, I have so many friends who say, "Oh yeah, I need to try that." Well, then do it. Quit talking about it and go do it. Once you do it, I think you'll be sold. And it's and right now, just anything you can do to boost your immune system is really, really good. And Matt and I've talked about this before, and I wanted to throw this in because I heard a doctor talking about this the other day online. One of the best things you can be doing right now is supplementing vitamin D. I know it's sunny and it's nice out, but in Oregon, you should always be supplementing vitamin D. That's a huge thing in terms of your immune system. And so if you're paranoid about COVID, as you're putting on your mask, be sure you're putting behind that a vitamin T tablet. And if you need to have your levels checked to see where they're at, any lab test now, Eugene, they can do that for you. It's a simple test, a blood test, and they can tell you how much you need to take and the whole bit. But that's the single most thing that nobody talks about very much. We talk masks and social distancing and washing our hands. Vitamin D, vitamin D, vitamin D. Start a regime of that, and you'll do just as much as you will putting on a mask. Host got another comment. I want to try that hyperbarics. I'm in Portland. I will have to look into it. Yeah, if you need to, just call Matt's office, New Leaf Hyperbaric and Wellness Center, and they can tell you where other clinics are if they are, or maybe you just come down here and use that one. Matt, do they have one in Portland? Hold on, you're still
here. Hey, there's one actually in Vancouver. It's called Enlight Hyperbarics. Caitlin over there would love to see you if you don't want to come down and see me. Either way, it's fine. They do light therapy as well. And you were mentioning, Rick, vitamin D, 10,000 IUs daily is what I've been taking. And that's what a lot of the folks that, if you look or do some studying and different things for COVID, and different docs are saying the average is 10,000 IUs. I do a liquid on my tongue every day, spray out some +2 zinc and 2 time release vitamin C's.
Yeah, I heard the zinc too. I forgot that one. So good. Well, as you can see, the doctor was still in, even though Matt is not a doctor. It kind of feels like I have a house call here. Oh, look, I pull him there, and then there he is.
Just
again.
A little EMT.
He is an EMT. So he can not only hyperbaric you, but if you're in an accident, he can save you. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. See ya. All right, you guys. So tomorrow, a really good friend of mine, Ruben, over at Ranchito Grill, called me today, sent me some pictures, and some asshole they keep vandalizing their building and writing hateful Latino slurs on their building. And nobody's paying attention, and they just want to get the word out and get some help as a community, finding out who's doing this and stopping it. So tomorrow at noon, Ruben's going to come on. I'll show you some of the pictures, and we're going to talk about And what I find, I'm just going to get a little personal here. What I find disgusting is that this isn't getting a lot of an attention. And why is that? I mean, these are Latino business people in our community that have been here for years, and people are putting racial slurs on their building, and crickets. We hear crickets. Nobody's saying anything. Shame on us as a culture. That's disgusting. There's more I would love to say, but I will not, because you're all thinking the exact same thing. But we're going to help Ruben and Abraham and everybody else at Ranchito Grill, and we're going to get the word out in this, and you're going to be the eyes and ears and watching to find out if we can catch who's ever doing this and stop them from doing that. Because these people have been business people in our community, and they're doing good things. They also have a business in Junction City, the beer station. I mean, these are people who are part of our community, and we're not going to let this go. And so maybe the regular media won't pick it up because it doesn't fit their narrative. I don't know, but it fits our narrative because we give a shit about people. So there you go. That's tomorrow at 12. And then tomorrow night at 5, Veterans Legacy, a new client we have, greatest people on the planet. They bought the Forest Work Camp, an old prison out in Alma from the county for $1. And now they're transforming it into a homeless center for homeless veterans. So veterans will be taken 30 miles out in the country, living in what used to be jail cells, and now they've transferred them into bunks, and they're really nice rooms. There's a cafeteria there. They can grow food. They're going to grow their own animals and all that to get our veterans back on the understanding their value and get them back in culture. So that's tomorrow night at 5 o'clock, and I'll have some videos so you can see it. All right. I'm Rick Dancer. Have a great night. And that's it for now. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Be ready.